Hi, this is Professor Serge Lessert. We often hear the word system used in everyday language, and most often the word system is used within the context of a computer system, such as our own personal computer, or enterprise software like an accounting system or a manufacturing system. But what is a system? How do we define the word system? In this short video, we will examine different definitions of the word system and discuss important characteristics of systems. We've already differentiated analysis from synthesis. Analysis is the breakdown of a system into individual parts. Synthesis is the understanding of a system through context and relationship of individual parts. We've also discussed that the most powerful way to gain insights into a system is by moving between levels of abstraction. Finally, we have seen examples of feedback control loop used to control the output of a system. Next, we will look at standard definitions of system. Let's take a few seconds and look at the two definitions from Wikipedia. Underlined here are important characteristics of the definition: interdependency, boundaries, environment, purpose, structure, and behavior. We have seen many of these terms associated with feedback loop control system. An important term here is purpose, and we will visit this idea in more details very shortly. As we see here, Merriam-Webster has three definitions. Common characteristics are work together, and especially important is the idea of performing a function. Next, we will summarize those characteristics into one definition. Combining the two previous definitions, a system can be defined as a collection of components connected together in an organized way. Let's examine the characteristics of a system. One of the most important characteristics of a system is that of purpose. A key to understanding any system is knowing its purpose, either as a separate entity or in relationship to a larger system. Let's look at a couple of examples to underline the importance of purpose. The intended purpose of a human-made or mechanical system is clear, at least at the beginning. For example, the purpose of a car is to take you places. It is designed with this purpose in mind and will continue to do so unless the car is not maintained. In other words, mechanical systems do not evolve over time. On the other hand, living or social systems continuously evolve and have the capacity to change its purpose over time. For example, organizations may have complex purposes, so complex in fact that sometimes it is difficult to fully understand its purpose. Let's leverage from our definition of system and review important systems thinking terminology as used in business. The environment are the components, activities, people, and ideas that are not necessarily part of the system, but which may nevertheless be important in understanding it. This is referred to as the context, such as, for example, producing quality products or purchasing Olympics apparel. The system is the feedback control loop structure, and its purpose is to stabilize the output. The content, which can be the sensor, such as a statistical process control chart. The data, The input and output of the system are the variables. Finally, it is important to note that a system is subject to external forces and therefore is subject to variability. In conclusion, we have defined the term system and discussed several of its characteristics. A major characteristic of a system is its purpose. In mechanical system, the purpose is clear. In social systems, such as business, the purpose is more complex and is continuously evolving. This makes the understanding of social systems very difficult.